We can blame the outside world for not giving us what we want. Ultimately, your life is made up of choices. There is always a different direction, so the choices you made led up to this moment in reality, good, bad, or neutral. If you want to be in a different place in your life, it's a simple concept. But it's hard for us as humans to take action because we are so comfortable in the familiar. Tony Robbins is famously known for saying, take massive action.
You need to take massive action. And if that doesn't work, try something else. If that doesn't work, try something else. Keep going with massive action and you will find the way because it will give you momentum.
So you can design your life, sure. You can write down the steps, you can do all the research you want, but the only way life changes is when you take action to change it. We can't let ourselves be a victim to life because it actually works for us. So in this video, I'm going to give you some tips on matching with that ideal life you have in mind based on the books I've been reading recently. Entrepreneurship is a lot of work and suffering because you're earning your way to the top. But I'm not saying it's impossible. Most of the time, our imagined dream reality is already being done and achieved by someone else. So that is why you have this idea in your head in the first place that you can become it too. Most of the great self-improvement books of today say is if you want to be successful in whatever field, you need to study those who have already done so in a great amount of detail. So you need to research what they do, how they know it, and how they're delivering it. Was it through books, school, courses, events that they took to where they are today? And this is called modeling. Tony Robbins has a whole book on it called Unlimited Power. But even if you model someone's habits, if your identity stays the same, then your results won't change. So you must think and behave like the version of yourself who already has that thing. Because wanting means you don't have, and that creates a distance. So if you want new results, you have to make those results feel normal to your nervous system and achievable. Tony Robbins says your behavior is consistent with who you are becoming. So if you deep down still see yourself as someone who's trying to be successful, you'll keep doing things that almost get you there, but you never fully match that energy. Because think about it. You want to be depressed, you act depressed, you hang your shoulders over, you think sad thoughts, you creating that. So why don't you start creating the version of yourself that we're trying to teach you in this video? Do you want to know something? Tony Robbins isn't even the guy's real name.
I constructed this fucking Tony Robbins guy. I constructed him. I created him. He was me, but I built this motherfucker.
But he himself says on stage he created this man you see today. He became a new person. He says the quality of your life is the quality of your state. So your state is a choice. That means every day you're either conditioning yourself for success or you're reinforcing the identity that keeps you stuck. And with all that being said, if you're dedicated to taking action, then this is the next step. In reality transurfing, he calls it shifting timelines. In outsmarting reality, they call it changing your frequency. I'm telling you this so you can visualize different concepts. In order to get your dream reality, we need to be real about why you want it. We'll get into how to reverse engineer this. But first, do you even know what that looks like? You need to describe the ideal reality or it's not gonna work. And this is why I say this video is for smart people only, because 80% of viewers are about to click off. Because right now we're actually starting the work and people don't like being uncomfortable. But your uncomfortability is what breaks you out of that, okay? So if you're ready, let's go. You gotta start thinking about your dream reality now. In that reality, where do you live? And what does a typical day look like from start to finish? What does it feel like? How do others view you, and how do you, most importantly, view yourself in this new reality, your dream reality? So you gotta be strategic here. You gotta think strategic. What habits do you no longer carry from your old reality that the new one embodies instead? If you're catching my drift, there's a lot of questions to go deep into this, and this is how ChatGPT can actually be a benefit when it comes to building out your dream reality. So that's honestly just the beginning. Well, maybe your ideal lifelong goal is owning a farm. So we have to reverse engineer the steps to get there. So let's zoom all the way out. All the way out is the way you're moving today, even in the same orbit of the version of that version of you. Is the way you're moving today, even in the same orbit as that version of you. So you want a farm. Well, you'll need land. You'll need cash flow. So is what you're doing in your current reality supporting that? Say you work a shitty job. Well, how do we get a better paying one? You know, you just saw your coworker quit recently and now they're moving on to a better job. Well, what did they do? What did they do to get there? Once again, you're studying specific people, not dumbly, of course, because not all people are worth modeling after, but some are. And you have to be smart about who you are mirroring. The point is, what are people doing to get better jobs, and start learning how you can apply that to your life. With the farm example, once again, reverse engineer it. You have to look at this goal and look at the steps working backwards of how you get there. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? Please. Like, this is all the books that you're going to read about manifestation, the ones that are real, talk about this, guys. So with the farm example, you're asking, well, where do I go to get land? Who do I know that owns land? Who can give me advice? What can I look up to give me more advice about owning land and what it takes? And then you're thinking, well, I need more money, so how do I increase my savings? Is there a side hustle I can do? Is there budgeting I can do? Is there a way I can move up in my job? Then you got to start reading books about, well, side hustles, improving your life, budgeting, getting rich, and also, of course, for your goal of farming. You got to read and watch videos about sustainable farming. And then you got to think, okay, strategically, if I want to own a farm and I want to make the most profit from it, from the fruits and vegetables that you are growing, what city has the most cheapest and affordable land, but viable land, guys? This is what it means to embody your future. The farm isn't some far away fantasy anymore, because you're matching your actions, your research, your daily effort to that reality, so it has no choice but to catch up to you. But this is where most people get stuck, because they can study someone else's life but never shift their own identity. They learn what that person did, but they never change how they think. When envisioning your desired reality, you have to close your eyes and ask, what do they do every day, and how do they feel, and the habits and such to embody them. You got to build your life around this goal. You have to build structure around this goal. Because once you model, once you start thinking differently, now you build differently. You create systems, you change your habits, you wake up like you've already been hired to that next version of yourself. Step out of the conditioning that we've been in to keep us stuck. And remember, you're here to experience life, and sometimes a whole lot of work goes into the smallest moments of our happiness. So do not wait for life to pass you by. Like I said, it works for us. You are responsible to help yourself. So you don't get your dream life just because you want it. You get it because you become the version of you who could hold it. So the final question I'm going to leave you with are you ready to become that new you? Now, put down in the comments how this video has helped you. And let me know your long-term goals and the version of you you're becoming. What I've just told you in this video, if you stick to the end, is literally like $5,000 worth of coaching advice, okay? Holy smokes. So don't be dumb, okay? Use this information and share it with people. Peace.